So, hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of In Development Hell. I am Retro Knight, joined by my excellent host, Mad Dog. Say hi to the crowd, Mad Dog.
What's up, guys?
So, Dog, you're a developer, I'm a developer. You like games, I like games. And, maybe we should express our own opinions instead of having idiots represent us. That's pretty much the that's pretty much the impetus for the show. We had some interesting topics, and why not discuss them?
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of shows this time around. We got Summer Game Fest. We had Future Game Show. We had the Xbox show, and a fourth thing I forgot. Oh no, yeah, Nintendo Direct. So let's start
all
with
complete a waste of time, bro.
Pretty much. So let's start with the biggest one, your favorite, Summer Games Fest. Geoff did a great job today, shill maxing.
Yeah, for selling out the industry piece by piece. That's what he did.
He he also likes to humble brag, it seems, and invite a bunch of Hollywood people to jerk him off as well.
Bro, I would humble brag too if my father was, both my parents were like IMAX execs with a lot of Hollywood connections, and I used those connections to slowly every year bring in more and more Hollywood celebrities into the industry, which they don't care about. A lot of them look down on you anyway. So of course, bro, I would humble brag too about doing this in my bedroom if I had all those connections.
Well, yeah. But you know what? Unfortunately, Jeff and the power couple, Jeff and Kojimbo, did they go back together or not? They haven't spoken.
Yeah. They recently posted a picture together with champagne, which is the most
oh yeah.
How to say?
After the breakup, they're back. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say what I want to say because the video might get.
They were fruiting it up, it's fruit champagne. It's fruit champagne for the, for the good times.
Yep. Prop up the most worst people, bro. Never bring in actual people, talented people who do the games. No, you just keep promoting movie game makers. That's what the video game awards and the Summer Games Fest is about. Just don't actually care about video games.
Speaking of movie games, they announced Laufey. So it was kind of around the there was rumors for a while how there will be a new God of War featuring Laufey or whatever.
Yeah.
I honestly I gave up on God of War way before then. So I'm not even sure who Laufey was until I saw the trailer.
I mean, God of War should have just man. There was no reason to bring back 2018. People memory hall will lie, just blatantly lie that has a good combat system, and not just it's just not a movie game, but that's all it is. It's just meant to waste your time. Corey completely lied, just lied his ass off to get that game. The writing should have been on the wall when you watch the documentary, the old God of War documentary, and saw Shuei Yoshida just not liking what he was playing. And you could see in real time what was happening, where you could see the writing, like I said, it's just you can see the change in design and where PlayStation was heading. And now everything is you got to take all the male centered franchises, just explain to me why that's okay. Again, you've been seeing this for a while now, right? Ever since God of War 2018, with Corey completely rewriting everything and trying to gaslight people into thinking that 2018 was actually a good game, and that's what it is. Take every character, a legacy character from Sony, Ratchet and Clank, and Joel from Last of Us, Jin from Ghost of Tsushima. Every character has been replaced with a female. Tell me why. Even when the they've been trying to push Aloy from Horizon as well, like their main big mascot for like the last generation, but they couldn't do it. It's just like no one cares. Just because people buy your game, it sells well on a major console. Where again, PlayStation is a major selling console. It's the most casual demographic possible that's going to buy your game, but doesn't mean they'll actually play, engage, or finish your game. Like it's the same thing that's going to happen to Laufey. No one cares. Anyone can just keep pressing the square button and just like keep watching cutscenes for 30 minutes, man. That's all it's going to be. It's a waste of your time.
But dude, why are you exaggerating? You know, it's like I'm surprised even like there's like anti-woke people that are like defending this. But you know, there's like 9 God of War games with Kratos as a main character, and there's just one where like he's like Norse like mid bitch, you know? What's the problem, Goy? What's the problem, dude?
But like again, Kratos is overrated. Like I'm gonna say this, Kratos is fucking overrated. Again, if you're gonna keep making games, just make new IPs, dude. Like you don't have to like. Also, like I don't know if people will be fucking upset by this. Like Corey said, all the gods are assholes. Like again, you're a fucking dumb fuck if you keep saying that about other people's religions. If you actually don't know, you're just like twisting facts to suit your needs, man.
I mean, it's also not that creative anymore. Like the trope has been done a lot. But here, if that's true, then isn't like here, because Laufey is a goddess, right? So
she's a giant. That's the thing. It's not like the giants are not gods. Yeah, they're just like beings, like from a separate plane, and that's it. Like she's not even a god. But apparently, everything she can do better than Kratos. You know, she's as strong as Kratos. She can fight Thor. Like, you know, she's just like, she's girl bossing too close to the sun. Also, like, you know, since we're on this topic, right? If you want to quickly talk about the motion capture and voice acting process where, like, they're just putting actors now. You know, it's like Deborah Ann Wool who's playing Laufey.
Yeah, I mean...
she's not a cheap actress by any means. And, like, they got Jack Quaid from, like, if you remember from The Boys, playing the Cube. He's literally wearing it like a cube, like, you know, like made out of pipes in the mocap studio. Do we really need that? No wonder like costs are ballooning when it comes to fucking making games now, because this is just completely asinine to do so, man.
I mean, first of all, like, if they're all assholes, does that include Laufey? Does that include like the main cast? Are they all still assholes, or like did they get like a fucking pass?
Yeah, people remember the whole you thinking Kratos was a good guy. No, he's a family man because he hugs his dead wife and daughter in the afterlife. It's not like, oh, he is the cause of, oh, Ares like tricked him into killing them. No, like again, none of the characters were good. That was supposed to be the point of like even Kratos like just killed people willy-nilly, and the devs did that like just for a shock factor. He kills an innocent like Poseidon princess who was a slave, and he could use any one of the number of enemies, like, you know, to like prop up a door. Kratos is not a good person. There's nothing to be inspired from him. If you're just gonna like rewrite this character saying, oh, like, you know, he's caring father now. No, he's just a cuck, bro. He's just a fucking cuck at the end of the day.
Like, they made him even worse then, which is funny. Like, the thing is, like, as for like the cube mocap, that's like so fucking ridiculous. Like there's like the most geometric thing you need to put like a human into to like animate it properly. To capture, I don't know, his performance. It's so fucking weird. Like how they have the problem with these people is like they have way too high of a self-esteem. And that kind of reflects in their like writing. That's why like they can always boss people around. They can like never like show humility on their end, on their characters or whatever, because it's like self-insert. And you know, this money belongs to you, because fuck the people that actually made the game, right? Fuck the actual creative backbone behind this that actually paid for your existence.
I mean, I think like the whole point of like, you know, it was a failure when you literally took like Norse mythology and made like characters black for what? And people like actually didn't have a problem with it because they're like thinking of the MCU version of everything, right? Because the MCU is the only thing that exists. Like real like history and like mythology and culture doesn't exist. So why would you care about other people's cultures or like stories? Because again, for you, everything needs to be bastardized. Everything needs to be, fit into your California like global homo like justification of things. You cannot say what is wrong. That's the point. Again, like the right, like I guess like everything is just a failure. Like when they do it, man, it's just like again, PlayStation is a good selling, really high selling console, so to say. So that's the only reason like the sales are gonna be up. And like just because like it sells 3 million, 4 million copies doesn't mean like again you made a quality product. Like people are gonna like just buy it for the sake of buying it. That's what like you saw the stats where it said that only like Americans don't even buy games. Like the maximum they're gonna buy is 2 AAA games, and this year I think Laufey is one of them. So
it's probably gonna get even worse this year. Like layoffs and sales both, if I'm being honest. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Once GTA comes out, like if GTA comes out this year, we're gonna see the fallout from that, happening, and that causing a lot of problems.
Yeah. So like that's one nothing burger out of the way. Let's talk about something else that's coming out very soon. Onimusha. A new Onimusha is coming out. There was even a demo for it. I played it. You played it, dog. So we kind of we both have slightly different thoughts on it, but I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it as a game. What was your impressions of the demo?
So let's start with like the most like obvious or problematic, like so to say, is that like a lot of people have been complaining the game is too easy and like the enemies are too passive. They don't actually are aggressive as like a Souls-like game. So which in itself, again, Onimusha predates like Souls and everything, Demon Souls and every kind of design you think, right? So it was like you could say like the progenitor for like all these like slow like action games like set in Japan. So but the problem is no one talks about what like the core part of Onimusha is. They're saying, oh, this is not an Onimusha game, but again, no one is complaining about the Oni weapons being absent, or like we're just using the normal sword to like play the game, right?
Yeah, I noticed.
That's what made like it's like stripping away.
I was very shocked like at the demo when I didn't get a chance to use alternative weapons. Sorry to cut you off.
No, like that's the thing. Like every person complaining the game is too easy doesn't even complain about what like actual problem in the core design itself is. So again, like, are you really giving any like making any sort of good argument or no? Like you just like again, you want one specific thing that's like that's Souls, and like you only want that, and if you don't get that, like this is like basically when the original Onimusha 1 came out, it was like just it's Samurai Resident Evil, bro. It had the healing herbs and all of that, slow enemies. Like it's like asking, right? Oh, why are the enemies in RE just shambling at me? Why don't they just run at me and just bite my neck off? Again, it's like you haven't played the full game. It doesn't give you an idea of the whole game as it is, and that's why I feel like it's a design from a different like time, and we're just getting hung up on like problems which are most easy to complain. So difficulty being that one thing. And it's really like again, it's like you can't judge it until we play the full thing. So I don't know, we might have to just wait and see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, on my end, like I will concede that like honestly I do want it to be harder and to have more weapons, but I will concede that like it's a step in the right direction for Capcom. Definitely better than last year. The thing is also, it's a conversation like on 2 layers. One is like the quality of the game by itself, and the legacy. Is it like, this is like kind of what like it gets people very sour. Is it like the old Onimushas? And I don't know how to answer that myself, honestly, because Onimusha was made from a different time. Like you said, it was made for within the context of survival horror. Like all these mechanics work within that context. I remember like Easton like was used for like it was way harder, but like it had two main purposes. One was to kill off the enemy instantly, and the other like was to get more healing. Back then, like healing was more valuable because again, you know, it's a resi environment. So yeah, we'll have to see if Capcom can like deliver for us. Only time will tell. And yeah, that's
Capcom has just been playing it safe, bro. Like you saw, like they released Pragmata was good. Like you know me, I really like Pragmata. But again, it's like Capcom wants to play it safe, but they only are going to focus on the Resident Evil games. Like you saw, like Code Veronica coming out, the remake, and that has its own problems. But I think that's a topic for another time. Like, but yeah, it's everything is safe because you gotta like capitalize on your best-selling IP while like you know being as safe as possible.
yeah. So we will see soon enough. It's coming out this year, right? If I remember correctly. I'm getting bad with dates. Next up on the topic, Ace Combat. Namco Bandai announced a new Ace Combat game. So, I'm not much of a fan of Ace Combat, nor am I any longer like a fan of Namco Bandai. I will say this, like though to give respect, like, finally we have something that isn't shown in slop. What do you think of that?
Like, I mean, Ace Combat, like, you know, has a big history, man. It has its own community, and in my opinion, sometimes, like, I would just say to piss people off, like, it's better than Armored Core. But, like, again, like, it does one thing, and it does it well. And it looks good, so that's what it is. Like, it's another Ace Combat game, and it's a safe game in a safe franchise. That's it. Like you're not gonna see anything like drastically new or revolutionary, so to say, for coming from that.
So yeah, hopefully it's also good. Hopefully Namco Bandai steps their game up a bit. Next thing on the topic list, this is like actually a game that's like near and dear to me. This is my Ace Combat, which is Gothic. The new Gothic came out, and I really don't care much about it. Did it actually do well? I didn't even like look.
I don't think they announced anything regarding to sales yet, because like if it did really well, they would have announced it the same day. Oh, sold 2 million copies, 3 million copies, 4 million copies. I haven't seen anything like that from like Gothic at all. So maybe a lot of people are waiting for the Gothic Classic bundle that's gonna come out.
Yeah,
but then again, it's
because yeah, that's a good point. They should, because the new one just gives you like Gothic 1 Remake and Gothic 1 OG. And they kind of do this like sneaky tactic where they don't want to discount the old games. They want to like sell you like an overpriced bundle, in my opinion.
Yeah, but still, it's still better than a piece of shit like remake, like you know like the new one, because like again, the game is highly censored. The art looks ugly. People will like brush it off, saying, "Oh, it's supposed to look grimy and you know dark and gritty," but that's not what it is. You know what I mean? Again, it's excusing bad art direction and style for what? Like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like pretty ugly. Like, a friend kind of like through creative means acquired the game, and we did get the chance to see the females. So like, what turns out is like, they did like fix them a bit from like initial review trailers, but they're still like off. And I remember like I said this like back at the time. I said, well, some people were saying, making a point. I honestly kind of hate both sides of like this conversation, like both like the woke and the anti-woke, because like the reason the game is not selling well is because it's a niche franchise. It's super niche. The only reason people like talk about it, dude, is because, you know, the controversy between woke and anti-woke and the Floyds.
Yeah.
Some people were making the claim that like, oh, it's just like it's basically a sausage fest. Gothic 1 is a sausage fest because it's a prison colony. So like it's like less than 1% of the content in that game, right? Well,
Yeah.
as you know, a developer, I would say my complaint is this then. If you're bad at your job though, which is a very privileged job, let's be honest, being a like 3D character modeler, maybe this isn't like, if you're not gonna give it your best shot, maybe this isn't the line of work for you. If you're not gonna do the work, this just isn't the job for you, honestly. You should try something else, like HR.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a very weak excuse for like lazy people. So like there's that disingenuous crap. The other is people talk too much on like only this aspect. That like, well, the females are bad, therefore you shouldn't buy it. No one wants to like appreciate like what the series actually is though. Because it's
Or
not...
talk about the gameplay or criticize the gameplay.
Yes, it's like here, like it's not like it's not a fan service game by any means. It's like a grueling, immersive like RPG experience. It was actually quite revolutionary for its time, you know. Like your character could like learn to have like more efficient animations, for example. Socializing was important. Knowing when to beat up people, when to kill them was like a key distinction. Joining factions for perks, whatnot. It was like a very unique system. And that's kind of annoying to me because just because you feel like dunking on the world peace doesn't mean you get to like discard the actual achievement behind the original game.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we never get another remake of these games, honestly. I think like the OGs are like perfect enough. And hopefully you don't like do impulse buys. Just wait for a sale and get like the OG bundle. So that's my take on it. In other news, they announced Guild Wars 3, and you are blacked right off the gate. The art style is gone, the unique vision of the old games is gone. But don't worry guys, the game is great. Pirate Nation himself told me like this is great because we're not gonna pay subscription models, we'll just like buy to own it. And yeah, it's totally great that like we buy these like canned games. I think it's amazing. I think like our allies are like doing a great job saving the hobby. Do you care about Guild Wars at the slightest, Red Dog? I don't think you've ever like gotten into MMOs.
Played maybe one for a bit, like a long time ago, but that's it. Like the problem is like, I can't really engage with it because they're not going to improve anything a lot. So what is the point, right? We'll have to see until the game comes out, like if the game is actually competent or just, you know. Also remember, if you guys remember Baldur's Gate 3, you know, like the devs were so upset that a lot of people made the default character like a white male, that the next trailer they put out was a black female with an afro cut. So I'm just saying, these people hate you, they don't like you, they want you to go the way of the dodo. So is this the people like in type of people you want to support? So ask yourselves, you know.
In fact, I will add like American Krogan himself. Like I remember like there was a controversy back in the day where like a female writer raged at like Twitter for just giving her advice that called them sexist pigs and whatever. This is an inclusive place, blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, don't criticize, don't ask questions. This was like long time ago, years ago. And now, you know, not only like we like kissing the ass of voids, we are also ruining a unique legendary art style. But it's okay. It's pro-consumer. Pirate told me so, it's okay. And that's that on that issue. Who cares? On to like more hot topics. The next is like this is like Mad Dog is like really into this like RGG games. Like for myself, I am like I am a casual fan of the Yakuza games. You're more hardcore than me, I would say. In any case, like a lot of disappointment happened with RGG Studios, so take it off, dog.
I mean, where to start, man? Like, ever since Nagoshi left after Yakuza 6, it's just been downhill for the studio. Like, it doesn't, like, you can see in their philosophy of trying to incorporate, like, modern elements to every one of the games, even, like, the Asian remake, we saw Judgment and Lost Judgment and all of that. It's just, like, they can't move away from their core identity of where it started, and like Yokoyama has been so slowly like bastardizing like the entirety of like the franchise and like thing. And like the most recent problem was Tupac being featured in the game. Like people were like State did not consent to this, like, but like simple as that. Snoop Dogg's in the game. He sold, like, you know, he, like in their own terms, they pimped him out just to put a black dude in the 1900s in Japan. For what? For nothing, man. Again, like the last recent controversy was that, like, in Yakuza 3 remake, they hired like an abuser who was like documented, and they didn't do anything. Like they didn't like actually take him out of the game. They changed a lot of the models. They changed the ending. Like, for what? It's, again, the whole point of having a loyal fan base is that you've been doing this for years, man. That's why people respect it. That's why people don't want it to change. Like that's why they support you after everything you've done for all these years. But we just because we love something and, like, you know, we like support it doesn't mean we shouldn't like be critical of it. Like, there's this YouTuber called Devillion. Like, I used to watch him for years because it was sort of like a good source of content, because Japan, like, you know, RGG like didn't release a lot of their games, so he had to go somewhere. Like, he himself like was being hypocritical, where say you gotta boycott Yakuza 3, but does a sponsorship for 75% off using code Devillion. Come on. You have no like backbone, no spine. If you have a problem with Yasuke in like the Ubisoft game and like doing all of that shit in feudal Japan, you should also have a problem with this. Why do we have to like bridge the gap between everything? You got to include all these people from the West in a Japanese game. It's the same thing, bro. It's like it's this bastardization of like what's modern. Like they don't care. They don't like actually fucking care. If you say it's just a video game, bro, why do you care? I mean, this is basically not even our hobby. Both of us like work and like, you know, have a part to play in the industry as it is. So of course we dedicated our lives to the video games. So basically, of course I care. If I don't care, like who will? That's the whole point. And RGG like just doesn't give a shit. They're gonna sell you it. You're gonna be a good go and buy it and give them money. And like for what? So like yeah, Snoop Dogg like also just to mention that Snoop Dogg made his own game studio called Death Row Games, and he promoted that during the Summer Games Fest. I don't know if you have footage of that, but yeah, it's like
I'll find the footage after recording. Don't worry.
Please welcome Snoop Dogg.
Oh! Now we got to talk about what just announced in this trailer. How's Tupac being a part of this?
You know, the Tupac estate and my son and myself, we work very closely together, so it just made sense to put him in this game because his likeness and his spirit still lives on, and I just feel like it was so connected to what we're doing. So, what y'all think?
Game looks insane. I'm sure you got more surprises in there too. I know the song sounds great. Well, we're looking forward to hearing more on Stranger Than Heaven. I also want to ask you though about something a couple years ago at TGA. You and Cordell talked about Death Row Games is something that you guys want to do. Any updates on what's happening there, DRG?
Yes, sir. Death Row Games, you know, we're building a hip-hop gaming universe, bringing an authentic culture to life, you know what I'm saying? And we just got a lot of plans that we're planning on actually bringing to life in the next, you know, couple of months.
Okay, well, we'll hopefully hear more on that soon.
Yes, sir.
Please welcome Snoop Dogg.
Oh! Now, we got to talk about what just announced in this trailer. How's Tupac being a part of it?
You know, the Tupac estate and my son and myself, we work very closely together. So it just made sense to put him in this game because his likeness and his spirit still lives on. And I just feel like it was so connected to what we're doing. So what y'all think?
Game looks insane. I'm sure you got more surprises in there too. I know the song sounds great. But we're looking forward to hearing more on Stranger Than Heaven. I also want to ask you though about something a couple years ago at TGA. You and Cordell talked about Death Row Games, something you guys wanted. Any updates on what's happening there at DRG?
Yes, sir. Death Row Games, you know, we're building a hip-hop gaming universe, bringing an authentic culture to life, you know what I'm saying? And we just got a lot of plans that we're planning on actually bringing to life in the next, couple of months.
Okay, well, we'll hopefully hear more on that soon.
Yes, sir.
The brand name, Yokoyama doesn't give, he just wants to hang out with Hollywood people, man. He's like, discount Kojima at this point, so.
Pretty much, like, here, like, when I first, like, saw Snoop in, like, the earlier trailers, I was like, well, whatever. Fuck him, but, like, whatever. It's not a deal breaker, honestly. It wasn't enough to, like, dissuade me entirely from the game. But then they also got Snoop's son in the game and in the studio, and then now they're triple dipping. So first it was single dip, double dip, now triple dipping. We got to invite Tupac in for like no reason. It's like retarded. Why are like Japanese people obligated to represent blacks? Yeah, like I even said this: if they're obligated to represent everyone else in the universe, then maybe they should also represent Putin as well. Like, where's the Slav representation? It's like goofy ass stuff, dude. Like, and by the way, Snoop Dogg, like, he talks a big game, but what has he achieved on his own? He's basically like an employee at IGG instead of like being a boss at his own company. Kinda bad if you ask me, like really bitch ass move.
I mean, is it really worth it to pay so much money for these people when all of that money could be put towards resources on making the game good? Again, that's my question. Again, bro, I'm not gonna the problem is I do not like actors in video games. I used to tolerate it almost 15 years ago because James Bond using Pierce Brosnan's likeness to put it in, that was fine because it's based on a movie. But again, it's you are just wasting money at this point, man.
Actually, that's funny because it turns out that the Tupac's estate isn't actually owned by Tupac's family. So there's
some people recently are saying, some people are recently saying, oh, they got the okay from the estate, but the WB exec still owns part of it, but there is an ongoing case in court right now over the rights and shit. So what are we doing? And I don't care about the whole posthumously putting in passed away actors. That's the same thing Onimusha is doing. But the thing is, those are Japanese guys. Bunta Sugawara in Stranger Than Heaven is known to playing gangster roles, so putting him there makes sense. Who's the actor for the Onimusha? I just forgot his name. The likeness Toshiro Mifune. Mifune. They used his likeness because when Mifune was alive, when he was active in the industry, one of his biggest movie roles was playing Miyamoto Musashi. So him playing Miyamoto Musashi in Onimusha, A Way of the Sword, makes sense, right? Because these characters are these people have already played these characters, and it's their history, so to say. What history has Tupac contributed to Japan, man? Again, when is this right? When is it okay? When can we when is it wrong? When can we just say, oh, this is not good, we shouldn't do this? We can say this is bad. We can go against something like this and just say no. Yep. But we're too stupid to say that, and that's the problem. People are just gonna buy this game just for because Snoop Dogg, Tupac is there, and never actually. They're not gonna go play the old games, dude. They're not gonna understand the legacy of Nagoshi, almost losing his job when he was making the first game, Yakuza 1, all the way back in 2005. And the only reason he stayed on with back there is because the first game was good. And 1 year later, they immediately started working on the second game because the first game was a success. And Nagoshi, for his own faults with his studio, It's like he's for the gamers. Like he himself has said that he would go against execs if he could make the game fun for the players themselves. So like devs that like him are just like a dying breed at this point, bro.
Yep, I agree. So on to the next, audience replacement theory is RGG again, because they showed us off some content for the new Virtua Fighter, and
Yep.
honestly, I'm not impressed. I am, in fact, I was underwhelmed, because yet again we're like, we have this problem of like replacing the core audience, replacing the OG audience, replacing the original values, even. So once again we're like treated to the like this like collage of some brown noid called CL upstaging the legends, and like getting like our ears filled with fucking story mode. This is like, I don't know, like it feels like the fucking 10th time where like the developer RGG is talking to me about fucking story in like a fucking fighting game. The story mode this, the story mode that, the new cast, the old cast, the relationships, blah 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 blah. It just never ends. And here honestly, the initial like presentation of Virtua Fighter was like Virtua Fighter 5, but like with more like subsystems, more layers to it. We're going to keep OG Virtua Fighter. We're gonna beat each other up, but we're gonna beat each other up in new ways, like the break system. So ever since then, like it's less about the fucking gameplay and more about like this like goofy ass nonsense stuff. The developer, yeah, you want to say something?
No. I was just like thinking, like for Virtua Fighter, like you're the expert on it, but the it's again the versus mode like combat looks good, but then again, like it's just like the whole Zoomer thing where like the new character and all that. I do agree with you. It just like seems weird and like completely like it doesn't fit, right? Because they keep trying to do this because they want to appeal to a new generation. But the problem is you cannot do it at the expense of the old generation, like you said, the old characters, the main OGs and all that. And the problem arises like because people will you need to sell it to the old fans so that they bring it to the new fans themselves. It's a fighting game, so they will bring a new one. You cannot it doesn't feel organic, and it just feels we just got to keep doing just like Yakumo and Ninja Gaiden 4, like Violet and like Bayonetta, Nero and DMC. It's like they don't understand the young generation, and they try to appeal to them in a weird way, because again, all these people are like in the 30s and 40s. They're like most likely because they're veterans, like, right? And the younger people, they're there, but they're not like stepping up to talk about it, where you cannot if you like portray them, and like it's like high schoolers are like how they talk, like high schoolers being ridden by like 30-year-olds, like it doesn't work, right?
Yeah. And
that's why, like, I don't know, the single player, like, focusing on too much on this, like, the new character Cielo, it just doesn't feel like feel right. But then again, it's just it's awkward, dude. It's awkward, so to say.
It's like all they're copying. You know what it is? They're copying Street Fighter 6's homework. Because what does Street Fighter 6 do? It introduced like a very weird, like uncanny valley kind of art style, and it sold the normies a fighting game that's not about the fighting, but about the story mode. Okay, well here, if you wanted it to be like that, why even like bother making a fighting game? Why not just make a fucking beat 'em up? Like that's like culp number one. There's also like another layer of like more insidious scope, which is this. Like, so many people have tried to gaslight me into believing that like the story mode is basically an extended tutorial thing. It's like a fucking extended tutorial where like we're going to onboard normies, and eventually they're going to graduate into like the actual game, like the actual meat of the game, which you never present which you never present to your
Yeah.
trailers. It doesn't work. Like what we've seen so far is in terms of Street Fighter, what we've seen is people just stick to story mode and goof around with like their wonky ass dysgenic characters. Here, I even know this from experience. Like I played a lot more MMOs back in the day. The thing is, there's a lot of MMOs that try to like onboard like their player base from doing PvE content to PvP, and it just never worked out because the people were like content to like do nothing, just stick to their pond and never like jump over. Like unless there's like some kind of like pressure or impetus to like step up, move on, jump over, they're not going to. It's like we have decades of research on this, literal decades of research. I'm so tired of this like fucking gaslighting, trying to fix something that wasn't broken in the first place. Just like fucking grow a spine, people, honestly. But like instead of like talking about that, let's talk about fucking diversity, I guess. So like on to the next problem with that series. Like here, I can imagine that like here, besides RGG, the original developer, AM2, they still like developed the game. I guess like the only portion that actually matters, like the actual fighting in Virtual Fighter. But that's not our core values. But what are our core values? Our core values are like fucking diversity. Yamada makes it like a fucking big deal that like the cast is like actually diverse this time, as if it already wasn't. Every fucking goddamn like legacy fighting game franchise was like diverse up the wazoo, let's be real. Like Virtual Fighter already like, had like fucking women, blacks, fucking children beating each other up. What's the fucking point about bragging about this and like flexing how diverse we are? It's so fucking stupid, man. They also like fucking brag that like well, we're not just gonna write this like piece of shit story ourselves. We're going to like money launder essentially. We're going to launder money by like hiring a bunch of like Californians. Why exactly do like Californians need to be the ones writing down the fucking diverse cast anyway? Why not just like make it random on a dice roll? Yeah?
Do you remember the Dragon Quest director interview, which he just said, "Oh, we had to change a lot of things to conform to like Western sensibilities," and they just like completely deleted that interview after like it ended. When they ended the stream, and just completely like it's because again, the whole compliance thing with like setting up like fake jobs so that like you can just go like these people can come in like consultants and completely like change. Like that happens with almost every like Japanese studio, like because in major studios, because they have to like they don't want to ruffle the feathers, so to say. Like
because the economy is not doing as well, so they can't be as independent, obviously. Continue, please.
No, that's it. It's just like I feel like you gotta be honest to the game itself, man. You don't have to pander or to like. I feel like setting the game like more in like Japan or like Korea is much more makes sense than in like some terrible shithole like Villaspera. Is like where we are right now. Like it's just it doesn't. I don't mind the story content, right? I don't mind it being like Tekken Force or Shaolin Monks, but again, you gotta make it interesting. You have all the legacy characters. Why don't you do something really drastic with it, like and make it like so it's engaging? You like the fighting game, like community and games are just completely bad right now. So you have you have the chance to do something really good. Like you have to like capitalize on it. But I don't feel like it's gonna sell well. You know, it might also be big in the community.
I doubt it, because it was a niche franchise, even though it's the first 3D fighter. It was always upstaged by Tekken. But the thing is, like, I can imagine this, like, someone's putting out good work in that game. I can imagine that. But one is, like, you know, the Street Fighter, like, leftovers. The other is, like, the problem with, like, this aggressive diversification. Like, they have to... They make this like really weird brag, dude, where they like, oh, we wanted a diverse setting, and we first the director explains. At first, people were suggesting like make it one of the Japanese cities, and Yamada's like, oh well, I shut that down immediately because it feels like fake. So I'm going to make up a fictional Philippines nation where like I can plop whomever I want from the globe down there. So
Yeah.
it can be
yeah.
like it's so weird because like I've been to Osaka. It's like a very diverse coastal city, dude. And there's also Okinawa, which is like the home of a bunch of martial arts tournaments every year,
Yep.
right? So I don't. That's already retarded. But even LA is not good enough. LA is somehow not diverse enough for us. So we have to make up this like place that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
And here, as if that garbage wasn't bad enough, we have to age up the cast. So like, this really pissed me off, dude. Like, here's Pai-chan, and we made her older to like challenge norms, essentially. To put it like, to put it in brass tacks, we gotta challenge norms and age up the female cast. Like, he made this like weird sentence where like in Japanese entertainment you don't usually see women aging. We at RGG or something like that, we're going to fix that. What the fuck are you on about? Why does this need fixing? It's a game. Why are you damaging things that like? Why are you fixing things that didn't need fixing? You could have just like rebooted the goddamn story.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, I agree.
It pisses me off so much because like no one asked for this. RGG's job is to be the custodian of the series. Just like you would be a custodian to your local like shrine or temple. You're not there to like reinvent it, damage it, or fucking vandalize it. Like the fucking millions of Habibis that are like damaging shrines all over Japan right now. So like, this is like what you look like. It's like retarded. Also like here, I don't understand this. Like, okay, you're so proud of like aging up Pai-chan, but then like you also do this like weird thing where like you replace Sarah Bryant with Stella, some kind of like mysterious woman Stella that looks exactly like her but hasn't aged like one bit. So like, what's the fucking point even? Like, I think it's because back then you got a lot of backlash for it. Like, he even did say on the interview, oh, well, I got backlash about aging up Pai-chan immediately. I guess when like you were designing like Stella, you didn't have like the cloudy influence to like pull it off. And so like, now's your chance to do damage with Pai-chan. It's so fucking stupid, dude. It takes away like the little good faith I had in them.
I agree. It's all just so tiresome, bro.
It's all bullshit. Anyway, on to the next topic. With that, like, it's time for a palate cleanser. In other news, we got the news that speaking of Street Fighter 6 is getting new content. Tifa is in Street Fighter. And we got some glorious memes out of it too. So yeah, after years of begging, Tekken 8 fans are left with like Mr. Clive, and Capcom are getting the Tifa assets. Great job, Kara. Great job, Team Tekken. Great job, Namco Bandai. You sure won over the audience, didn't you? So, nothing much to say about that. I just thought that was funny.
For me, I'm like kind of a purist. I do not understand, like, kind of started hating like guest characters a while ago.
Nah.
I just feel like, it's all part to just sell stuff instead of actually being like interesting in a way. But that's just me.
Yeah, whatever. It's still not worth picking up that like this genic piece of shit game. In other news, the biggest announcement of the Summer Games Fest was, of course, Stellar Booty. Stellar Blade is getting sequel, Stellar Blade Blood Rain. So, I honestly don't give a shit about this game. I don't give a shit about this franchise, honestly. And I don't give a shit about both sides of like the fucking culture war either. They're both like fucking retards. You
I mean, to me,
yeah.
so like one of the big things is like, okay, so you know where they're coming from. You know the studio has a history, the art, where they're like, this, like you cannot just blatantly say, "Oh, she looks young." You know, everyone that's saying is a PDF. That's just complete. That's the same thing they said about Eve. Like she looks 14, and like now she's a cultural icon. Where, and in the same like studio, game now, like this character Evie is like villainized. But that's not a big problem for me, and I do not care. Is that there are other big major problems to address with Shift Up, being that it's just Starblade 1 was just like a derivative game of like Sekiro, which I had a lot of problems with. Instead of like when you do you're putting a game on the global stage, you got to put your best foot forward for your first game, man. Just because the character is attractive doesn't mean it's the gameplay wasn't there. It was too simplified. It was too safe because again, devs from Korea, China, even Munfish from Russia, Atomic Heart, they all played it safe. They all have their own strengths. Like just because a game is well made doesn't mean it's a good game. It has a lot of design problems, and it will just completely kill any the pacing and the interest in your game. The replay values will be gone and all that. And there are some poor design choices. I'm not going to say it's not, but they have to learn from this and hopefully move on. And the whole controversy is that we got to normalize designing characters. If you don't like it, right? If you find it offensive, if you find it oh no, this is all just don't be in the hobby. Just leave. No one is forcing you to say. No one is forcing you to play. No one no. You don't have to make a post. More being performative on Twitter, thinking you're better person and all that. You don't have to do that.
Reach. So recently, also Asmongold got So Asmongold also chimed in. He gave his 2 cents to this controversy. Yeah, I mean the controversy over the age went so far, polarized the internet so much that our Lord and Savior Asmon Roach had to chime in. And he totally won us over with this banger of a debate with him in his chat.
The new character in Stellar Blade, right? And a lot of people are really angry at me for saying this. And so I responded back to this. I was like, not gonna lie, I think this character looks too young, and I don't think her voice actress matches her appearance either. Even the first game was perfect. This one I'm not as big fan of. It got a lot of people pissed off. I'm Asian, my sister looks like that. She's 26. I don't know any, so here's the way I see it, all right? Pick a side, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you look at my Instagram following list, you would know that I am an expert on this. That doesn't look like a fucking adult. It doesn't. That looks like a kid. Yeah, it does. She could pass for 19. I don't think so, bro. I don't. And I'm sorry, you defended Freerin, though? Because Freerin's not a lolly, you fucking retard. What are you talking about, Freerin's a lolly? She's a 1,000-year-old fucking elf. She talks like an adult. She has adult tendencies. She never acts like a child. Her proportions are not childlike. There is nothing about Freerin that is childlike in any capacity. If you think that, you are retarded. You are retarded and you should not be allowed to vote. If you think Freerin is a lolly, you should not be allowed to vote. That's I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because somebody has to. This is crazy. These people are insane. What are they doing with this? This is outrageous. What the fuck is wrong with them? So get him, Roach King. Yes, exactly. And so, damn, instant rage bait. It is. I'm rage baited by this because these people are dishonest. They're liars.
What do you have to say about that, dog?
So if you don't remember, actually a lot of Koreans supported Asmongold when he promoted the original Stellar Blade, right? and like defended what they were doing. So him like making complete like 180 and now saying, oh, she looks like a child. They did the same thing with Eve when she was revealed, going around saying that she looks like a 14-year-old. So now like people just memory hold themselves into thinking, oh, that's not the case. Now Evie's the the child. So what is it? Like you keep doing the same thing over and over again, people thinking people are not going to remember. That's the problem. Like a lot of people don't forget, and Asmongold is just a hypocrite, like completely, like, I mean, he doesn't know. He uses a rat like in his room, like when the sun hits to wake up, dude. Do you really want to take your opinion from a guy like that? He can't even drink water without washing it down.
Yes,
like
exactly.
Pepsi, bro.
I mean, it's the same complaint from different people. I mean, at this point, all I have to say is maybe at the end you got what you deserve when you like sponsor these kind of like losers, these like weaklings. And that's all I have to say about these dumbass grifters.
Like, you don't contribute anything. That's the thing. You're not part of the hobby. You don't care. Like, if you say, hell, Asmongold's been, no, like, the fucking dumbass doesn't care, man. Like, you was giving him enough money, like, he's gonna give his retarded opinion, like, just like a most critical, more like they're gonna wait for to see, like, what's the best thing. You think he looks into all the, like, stuff he actually talks about? No. He has people like send him shit, and he just like forms his opinion off of that, and like all the mods he has, and like his community and all that, and that's it.
Yep. Yeah, your friends, they built you up. He got the network, he got the connection, he got the millions. People can help him out.
Yeah.
He's groomed. And that's that. Yeah. Like I honestly, like, my biggest gripe with the developer Shift Up isn't anything else but that they hoodwinked me when they did the Project Eve trailer, the original trailer. It was sold off to me as like a fucking, action game, character action game, DMC thing. I wanted that. I did not want like Sekiro likes or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't appreciate getting gaslit. So you can have your assets, you can have your whatever. It's like it's not for me, then it's not for me. But please don't lie to me. This is why I have a hard time like trusting this trailer, because I know I know that they like cherry pick and doctor things. Like, is it really action combat, or does it just have a really, really good animation team? As for like the fucking controversy, I'll just say this. So I've done like a bit of study on this. I remember like something I learned about like a while back. Have you ever heard of this term called neoteny? It translates into youth retention or juvenile retention. So what I'm assuming, in all fairness to the new character Eve, is not so much that she's like underaged. Although I will say, like, for the Americans watching, you should consider that the age of consent in some nations is like way younger than yours. Just saying. For better, for worse or for better, like that's just the way it is. But I generally think this is like a case of neoteny. It's like a biological phenomena where like a organism retains like its youthful trait. Something to keep in mind though. Which is also very common in Asia. Very common in Asian women. Like, I've seen it, you've seen it, I think, too. Like, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I just hate both sides, really.
Yeah. Because both sides are only like focusing on the cultural aspect of it, are not actually, oh, it's a video game, and also like an anime-esque art style. If you remember Alita Battle Angel, like the movie, and how uncanny her face was in the movie, but in anime it works because it's anime.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
Like, that's just how it is, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, like, people should really like shut the fuck up about like nonsense, stupid shit in a video game. And like, meanwhile, Shift Up should really stop getting glazed all day long and like actually learn from their previous work, from their mistakes. hopefully. And that'll be my piece for Stellar Blade Blood Rain. On to next topic. We have something spicy. So the future game show. We have
Yeah.
we have Troy Baker, your favorite, and Alex Wilton Reagan as the voiceover for Laura. Like these two idiots are basically doing like some weird flexes, like by accident. So yeah, these two try to like advertise the new Tomb Raider for us. What's funny is like that like there's like this performative moment, dude, where like Alex Winton Reagan like starts checking Troy Baker for mansplaining things to her. Don't you know this is like my series, dude? This is my game. Why are you cutting me off at my own game? Like it's like very performative and gay and stupid.
Our next game was revealed late last year and is a stunning reimagining of...
Are you seriously going to intro this one whilst I'm standing right beside you?
My bad.
Our next game was revealed late last year and is a stunning reimagining of Lara Croft's 1996 adventure. Lara, played by yours truly.
It's so performative, dude. Like it immediately pissed me off. I don't know if you saw that moment.
Yeah, no, I did. It's just like, I mean, the game is not even out this year, man, and she's already pissing me off. It's just like the whole. I want to like talk about the whole VA thing, like them just completely like acting like the character, and like it's starting to get annoying. It's starting to get really annoying.
Yeah,
where
also-
they can't seem to shut up. Even the devs don't talk this much, and when the devs do, since they're not salesmen, they're not like, you know, they don't have that gift of gab, so to say, to talk to like people or your consumer base, like, you know, the gamers and whatever, and like keep it interesting. But
Funny
these
enough,
VAs are more insufferable.
yeah.
Mhm.
Funny enough, the voice actor.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like she already said, this actress, right, for Lara Croft already said, oh, the new Lara Croft we're making is for the girls, the guys, and the gays. I'm like,
Well, what
have
about
you
the
ever
aliens? What
played
about the
Touch-
cockroaches? Won't you include them as well?
yeah, it's like, again, this is not a hobby for you. I'm gonna be really upfront. If 90% are men and like you're appealing to men like are just really afraid to actually ask for like the original Lara Croft, so to say, because they're just like, they don't want to be called bigots, sexist, or whatever, just because they like the female form, so to say. And GameSpot put out like a video saying, like, a post, like an article saying that, the devs of the new Lara Croft don't want to pander to either side of the culture war. So you admit there's a culture war. You know both sides are bad because one is asking for a sexualized extreme. The other one is asking for complete censorship and making the character as sanitized as possible. And we're just supposed to like bend over and accept it. Like people say men don't like playing as women. They're afraid to play as women. No, we've been playing games with female characters for years. Samus, like Joanna Dark, Blood Rain, Blood Rain, Lara Croft. All these characters, man. We never complained about it then. We don't complain about it. And the only complaint about it now is just like, again, you're bastardizing these characters. These characters are not inspiring anymore. You look at like Nathan Drake from Uncharted, like the reason why he's so beloved is because he's an everyman, like thing, like, you know, you just want to go on an adventure. Like that's the escapism. Like you look at Lara Croft, she doesn't have to do the thing she does. Like she does it because she likes it. You know, you can like be inspired by that. But if she's just like, you know, a feminist icon, like talking about women and like saying her father is a colonizer because he recovered artifacts and she's returning them to their thing in the Netflix show. Like she's just shitting on her own father. She's an aristocrat.
Typical.
She's a lady. She has to behave like one.
Dude, it's like,
She doesn't have to behave like a fucking Zoomer hippie, like in a new age fucking feminist.
yeah. But this is like this is the problem since Laufey, because it's like the same thing. Who was the voice actress for Laufey? Alana Pierce, right? It's not.
No. She's a writer. Like Laufey, like Deborah Ann Wool.
Yeah.
I'm
And they're writers
the
now.
writer for this.
So they went from voice actors to writers, and everything they do is like self-insert. Okay, well,
Yeah.
but what's the point of like distancing yourself from the culture war if you're going to do this like nepotistic shit? I don't know. Sounds to me like you don't have your priorities straight. And these people, all they do is like complain anyway. They're in fact the original complainers. That's why, you know, they're in these positions of power, because they're the original complainers. Let's be real. And what do? They make it all about themselves essentially. You know that like this is all like fucking projection and like the copes on like the big screen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the devs,
Oh, yeah.
like they're so afraid to be like upfront with their audience and like gaslight them just as much. Honestly, like one guy said, like the developer of this game said, "This isn't a remake. This isn't a reimagining. No, it's a reimagining with its own soul intact." What the fuck does that mean? It's not a port. It's not a remaster. It's not a remake. It's a reimagining, dude. Like it's. They kind of said the same thing about like Virtual Fighter. It's a reincarnation of something. What the fuck are you on about? Like this is just like the ship of Theseus thing again. I think I said this like last time. If it's not broke, don't fix it. You're the custodian. You're the custodian. You did not create this. You're living off this.
No, exactly. Like Tolkien said, man. I know this is an overused code. Evil cannot create, only corrupt and destroy. And it even happened to his own like literary works. So like
Absolutely.
the Rings of Power show, right? It's bastardization, simple as that. Like they cannot accept because they cannot create. That's the only reason.
Absolutely. So with that piece of shit out of the way, next palette cleanser. Something else that got announced at the Future Game Show was the Mortal Shell demo. I played the Mortal Shell 2 demo. I don't think you have, did you? So like
No, on PC. No, I didn't play it.
it was only on PC. Okay. So my thoughts on the demo. It's a lot of people complained that like here the first Mortal Shell was praised for like its like artistic allure. Both Sumemr have like very talented artists, and the setting is quite captivating. Well, a lot of things are captivating about it. I remember people like gushed themselves when they like received the DLC for the axe katana. You know, it's an axe, but it's dual katanas, and it can morph into an axe. It's a very cool weapon. But like while the game looked fine, people mostly complained about poor design decisions. Like the stamina was poorly implemented. Really only like one character had enough stamina to like consistently do combos with, and then it was too short. Honestly, not the worst problem to have like a short and sweet game, but yeah, there's sort of an idea for the first game, and now there's a sequel to it. So I played it, and I'm kind of conflicted. You will be happy to know, Doc, that there is no longer any stamina.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I decided to play it, just because. But I've only seen positive things about the demo. So hopefully when the main game comes out, or they do release a demo for a console, and I can check it out then.
Yeah. I mean, to me it's like a bit more nuanced, because I do have Souls fatigue, to be honest with you. You're stepping into the direction of Sekiro, which is like better, I guess, but still. The thing is like the demo needed to be way harder, in my opinion. Also, there's like the problem that there wasn't like enough build customization to make me feel like it was my own character. Like we got a few glimpses of like Kaden and TL. Like they got like sizable improves to their gameplay, but other than that, like it's a weird give and take, dude. They expect you to like make cool characters and cool builds from like these modular pieces, which just aren't there enough to like for me to see it. Like for example, like in the original game, hardening was like your main defensive mechanic. In this game, you can choose between Sekiro parries or hardening, or like an even more dedicated risky sort of parrying. It feels like the story, the characters are awesome. They're like even more awesome than the first game. I hope that like Gold Sumemr can like find the time to reassess gameplay fundamentals and not, you know, obsess over like tinkering mechanics, so to speak. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of my thought on the Mortal Shell 2 gameplay. Hopeful but cautious. The other game that got announced and I got a chance to play was AGX Grand Prix Demo. It's like it kind of solves a lot of, they're like polar opposites in a lot of ways, because like it's a more simple game than Mortal Shell, but it has like solid fundamentals. It was like very fun and even challenging to play. Like were you like a fan of anti-gravity races?
Used to play Wipeout, but yeah, it's I haven't like played any of those types of games in a while, is because I don't think they like evolved, so to say.
Yeah.
It's just like the same kind of thing with a different coat of paint, but maybe, you know, this is different.
I mean, I honestly don't feel like it's an original game, but it is like a well done game. So yeah, I recommend you check it out. Definitely fun, not too time consuming either. Next on the topic, Control Resonance. So you have a lot to say about this, dog. Take it away.
I mean, like Remedy.
Yeah.
I think, you know, they haven't made a good game since Max Payne 2. Alan Wake 1 has its own problems. Quantum Break was its own failure. People like, you know, laud like Alan Wake 2 as like a good game, and they haven't even played the first one. You can just say like I made a video on it. It's just like it's Remedy doesn't have that formula anymore. It's like that studio, that Finnish studio, you know, who used to do Max Payne. That's like the whole thing. Control 1, people will just lie to you. They make you think it's a good game, but no. Like the gunplay is really fucking bad. The enemies are damage sponges, and like once you like get launch one of the abilities, you can just keep doing that instead of actually engaging with the overall like combat or like gameplay loop, right? And what they did for the sequel is just like, you know, well, let's just take everything out we did for the don't fix the first game, the problems, and what we'll do is we'll just like make it a hack and slash, you know. We just keep pressing square and just like keep mashing that button, and that's enough. And like the whole thing where like, you know, like the story also in the first game wasn't that convincing, like, and everything we did is just like, okay, it doesn't have any consequence and it's just like a waste of time. So why do I care about these like thing? Why would I care?
I mean, I feel like even they don't care, because everything that like Control 1 did is like completely tossed out of the window, and they like it's again like they're gravitating towards the Sekiro theme, like Stellar Blade, like Mortal Shell, like everything else basically. Or am I like stretching it?
Oh, sorry. So like, can you like say that again?
It feels to me like everything the first game standed for, like they completely abandoned, which granted wasn't that great of a game. But
yeah,
like,
it's
it feels so, like it feels like they're trying to copy off Sekiro, dude. Well, at least it has jumping. At least you can do.
Bro, it has like, it looks like a more shittier version of Gravity Rush, bro. Like again, point. Like
yeah,
like it's the whole idea, right? It's all like style. It's all like visuals. Like that's what like their engine is, like Northlight engine. It's all about the visuals. There's nothing of substance to it. Again, like is like what you're seeing right now on screen really interesting? Is you think like it's actually like contributing anything meaningful? No. It's like they completely abandoned anything with the first game. Instead, like you can't even like have more than one fucking like gun variant, dude. Like, why? It doesn't break the game because it's still like the ammo is in the shared pool. Like to me, like that was really confusing. Like it's like bizarre. I also sorry, yeah, I didn't mention Firebreak. That game completely failed. Like, you know, that's the 3-person extraction co-op that they did, and they like based on the Control, and it just completely failed, dude.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst fucking things that I've ever experienced, and like it was completely fucking untenable. Like, and they put resources into it, and they weren't happy because like Alan Wake 2 didn't sell well and all that. You can cope all you want. It's just a fucking bad game. And Control, like Resonance, seems the same way. Like it's just. It's all visual, all flair, no substance. Again, like if you think, oh, mashing the square button, think the combat is deep. Again, you're just like in for a rude awakening because I don't think these guys have played good like hack and slash games. It's meant to give you this false sense of like, oh, like complex design, but no, like I don't know, bro. Like, yeah, people were sharing a lot of like videos about this specific level. I'm like, again. It's gonna be bad, man. You know it's gonna be bad. Like, why are we?
Worst case scenario, they go bankrupt or they sell out their engine and their staff to, I don't know, shift up.
They're also remaking Max Payne 1 and 2. So Rockstar is footing the bill. So what the deal for that is, they're gonna release the game. So after they release the game, they're gonna like, you know, until Rockstar recoup the costs, they're gonna have it out. So Max Payne 1 and 2, that's gonna sell well because again, it's legacy, right? Legacy sells better than something new. And I don't know how they're gonna bastardize Max Payne, to be honest, bro.
I don't know though. Like I feel like even so, the risk like was enough for good. Firebreak already like scarred them real good. But yeah, that's Control. Resonance, I never gave a fuck about these games, so yeah. Moving on to next topic. Black Flag. The Black Flag. The flag is blacked. What do you think?
I mean,
is there anything really to say? Does anyone really give a shit about Black?
Bruh, Ubisoft a remix thing. It looks much worse. Like, you know, people say it looks like the original how it looked, but no. And they're adding more like story beats, which again, like, do we need it? No. Do we need to talk about it? I don't know, because again, everything has to be, because they can't create anything new, bro. Like, this tried Skull and Bones was a massive fucking failure. You know, the first ever quadruple A game, and I don't know. They're gonna fuck this up somehow. I just know it. It's Ubisoft, so.
Don't worry. Big Daddy Tencent has got them covered. You know, they'll fix them after like after Eves finally leaves or croaks, whichever comes first. Yeah, like it's Black Flag. Like, is there really anything to say? Next up, they remade a certain game, which kind of continues like the topic of the topic of remakes even further. The remake of Defenders of the Crown, the Legend Returns. Do you know about this game, dog? Have you ever heard
Defender
about
it? No, like...
Good, because now I get a chance to tell you about it. It's basically like this old game from like the 90s, I think, or like even the 80s. Like 1986. So yeah, it's an old kind of like mishmash of genres between RTS, choose your own adventure, jousting, all sorts of things. Like it's kind of like a first attempt of a medieval life sim. And yeah, it's a product of its time. It does have its charm, but like it is what it is. So some idiot, some chucklehead decided, okay, we're going to remake it with modern like HD pixel graphics, as if we're like fucking Square Enix or something. But on top of that, we're going to like, for the sake of presentation, we're going to like add like a 3D texture pack, 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 like a 3D texture pack we're going to do what Vampire Survivors did, which is like add a very cynical, snarky, sarcastic voice on top of like this remake game. It's like, you know, like this like condescending, like mercantile like expression. It's so it's the perfect illustration of like modern day remake culture. None of the soul, none of the love, none of the care, none of the understanding. Just like a cynical voiceover while they laugh at the like dumbass like cattle that like are going to impulse buy, if at all. I genuinely don't know who's gonna buy this game. So yeah, it's just like an excuse for me to vent further about remakes.
I mean, if they do want to make a game like this, right? Why don't they just like do it in the new IP, like with like the same mechanics from? Why did they?
I agree. It's not like it's an oversaturated genre to begin with. But yeah, that's Defenders of the Crown. What a cynical cash grab. Amazing. Next on the topic, Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors got to show off at the Future Games show, and I'm like, it's insane. Like, what am I looking at? Like, it's the most. We continue to the subject of cynicism in the industry. Now we have like this Italian casino game designer dude who for some reason wants to like fill my ears with fucking nonsense while LARPing as a discount Yoko Taro, as if he's like creating like the next Nier Automata or something with some like really like cringy ass mask. Like, what do I even have to say about this? Like, it's almost as cynical as like the new Castlevania series by Eddie Shankar. Any thoughts on that, Mad Dog?
It just, to me, it doesn't seem like it. Like, if you want to play these type of games, go play Dynasty Warriors. You know.
True.
Like, that's at least much better. It has like a little bit of history to it. You can learn something, so to say.
I mean, it's at least entertaining. Like, the voice lines are like.
What's Sargon of God, bro?
True. So like, it's like it's so annoying, dude. Because like, it's like it's more games for the cattle, so to speak. Like, no one will miss it if it's gone tomorrow. Like, it's just there for the fucking cattle. And anyway, with that frustration out of the way, on to the next topic. Something a lot of you will like. I'm ambivalent because I never got into Hellrazer really. It's fine, cool. But they did show off more Hellrazer gameplay. So, Doc, you can take it away.
I mean, they didn't even show gameplay, bro. Like, uncut gameplay again. Like, the case called a game showcase, so show me gameplay. I don't want like, 5 seconds, 10 seconds snippet of like quick flashes and all of that. But I will give this to give this to Saber. But they're just bringing back a lot of old franchises and like working with a lot of stuff. One thing you did notice, at least Hellrazer, they're not getting actors to do it, and it's still like Pinhead is a monster. Saber is like bringing back Turok and all of that. I feel like they're going in the right direction, but specifically Hellrazer itself, it looks like Condemned, the combat, with like a little bit the Hellrazer horror element. So hopefully a more, more simplified version, or more RE7, right? Like, yeah, it's just like, I don't want it to be RE7, I want it to be unique and plays well. So hopefully it's good, and no amount of like, let's just say like messaging, so to say, in the game, because of the themes that are going to be involved with it. I don't want to see that. Just keep it like purely Hellrazer. So
don't kill the golden goose. Don't screw the pooch. I agree. Like, it looks fine, honestly. Like, we'll see. Next on the topic, very briefly, I guess. Exodus. We got more Exodus
like
gameplay.
One game I do like see come back is like Clive Barker's Jericho. That could be like made his own thing if they can like really fix a lot of the problems with that. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah. Next up, Exodus. It exists. It's there. I'm not the biggest Mass Effect fan. Anything you wanna add to this, dog?
the characters look weird. The gameplay looks fucking uninspired. There's nothing new going on. It's gonna flop. You know, they got Matthew McConaughey to voiceover, so it's what it's. I don't think this will do well. Like I don't think it's again wasting like opportunities in franchises. They could have like gone in a different direction. Like I'm not against photorealistic graphics, but the thing is they have their place, and this is the place where you need to use it. Either go fully stylized or go fully realistic. Do not do this in between. This is weird. These are like, you know, these guys look. The guy you're looking at right now, he looks the more uncanny and worse than like the cockroaches from Terraform Mars, dude.
I mean, I guess we're all aliens in the future. You know, you should just stop being so bigoted. But yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. On to the next subject, Fable. We got more Fable footage. We even got Fable gameplay. And it was the most horrendous thing I've ever seen. Like there's like this like mini quest that like they're showing off, where like you go to this like Herculean efforts to accumulate street rep, get rich, get fancy clothes, own a business, own a house, just so you can like you can rizz up a fucking mid-ass hole while talking to a bunch of dysgenic British people. No, sorry, the people of Albion. And a gameplay that consists like more and more with each fucking iteration of not fucking adventuring, not being a fucking hero or a villain or doing epic shit, but just like talking like a fucking life sim. This is like it's so fucked in multiple ways, dude. The DEI, it's still off the charts. Like that old fucking hag, she's gone, but everyone just looks fucking weird, dude. Fucking weird. And on the gameplay front, I hate this like ever since like Fable 2, honestly. I hated like this emphasis on like life sim stuff. The first game was like an adventure. It was just an adventure, like zero to hero, from kid to adult. An adventure. Like, why are we like getting bogged down with these like millions of like social sim kind of stuff?
Like it's Microsoft. We know Microsoft, so they have no balls, so to say, and all of their devs are just like complete pussies. And like, dude, like this guy like right now is showing the main character. Like, if this is the default male character, it just looks like a diddler, dude. You know,
True.
like he just looks like a molester.
I mean, they all do. I mean, there was like this like black butcher who like also looked like a dealer, to be honest.
The whole point of fantasy, it's supposed to like, you know, separate you from reality. That's the whole point. It's supposed to show you a world where like, you know, it's like it has like sensitive themes. It has more complex issues. You can do whatever you want. Like that's what like you meant the first Fable. You can also like all the censorship of like women. Like it's again, they, like if they like cut some, like you think they were like, yeah, where's the outrage here? I mean, this is also the part where apparently they're gonna have Office, like, you know, the Office type of cutaway gags in the cutscenes themselves, which are like gonna be obnoxious, and that's what Fable was never that, and they have actors, you know, like Haley Atwell, who are really expensive, by the way, as like playing the main cast of characters. Again, do we need them? No. It's a waste of money, waste of time, and you even like somehow uglified like how Haley Atwell looks. Like, what are we doing here? That's the thing. Like, what is the purpose? That like the game doesn't have like a good or like, you know, your good or evil system. They have their own apparently a nuanced take on morality.
But is it really new? Yeah, that's the funny thing. But is it really nuanced? It sounds like something like cloud maxing would be maxes would be considered, but like never did they ask you like what's wrong or right, or like make judgments for yourself. It's like, oh, what people think of you. Fuck them, they're like fucking plebs. Kill them for all I care. Like, it's so fucking juvenile. It's so weak, dude.
I think this game is just gonna fail, bro. It's gonna fail hard, and Microsoft is gonna be in a bigger hole, and then they already are, because, again, just because you slap Fable on it doesn't mean it's gonna sell. Like, the main thing is gonna be, you have to like be honest to the medium itself, which you're not. So it's gonna like backfire really badly on them.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. By the way, you can say the same thing about Fable as like all the other franchises. Like fucking Gears of War, you could say essentially the same things. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? At this point, I'm genuinely like starting to believe the rumors where like Xbox would just like dissolve, Microsoft would just shut it down and like call it a wrap. To be honest with you, like, even you told me like there was like a bunch of Xboxes that got sold out, no, that got gave away for free, so we could bleed even more money, right?
Yeah, yeah.
dire.
Oh yeah,
It's dire.
they can't sell them fast enough, so they're just giving it away now. So, you know, and they'll call it sales.
Awesome. So the last thing we can cover is Nintendo Direct. We can briefly go over it. So like, they announced the new Ocarina of Time. Nintendo is like aiming hard on the remake culture now. I remember like there used to be kind of like a joke about Nintendo that like everyone did remakes except Nintendo. The company with like the biggest backlog essentially. And now that they're like productions and development has gotten like longer and longer over the years for Nintendo, they're relying more and more on things to bridge the gap. So we have like the Ocarina of Time, which I'll be honest, like I played the original like recently, and I don't understand why. It's like a solved equation, like there's nothing to add to that game, not to mention that it was already remade. But then again, there's also another game that got remade, which is Star Fox. And that film was just like, I don't know if you saw it, dude, it was just like Nightmare Fuel at the end, like with the VR rooms and shit.
The PDF cam, so to say, right?
Yes, the PDF cam, the zoo cams, the furry cams, like it's all over the place. Like it's, you'd think like it's full of PDF files, honestly, the fucking show. Like, oh damn. I wouldn't bring my kid over there. What about you?
So my problem is I'm not a big Nintendo guy. Problems with Nintendo, with the hardware consoles and like the games being hosted and everything and all of that. But the major thing about the remakes, you know, the Ocarina of Time, Star Fox, is that everything is being made with this art style where everything just looks like plastic. Again, they need to. The whole point, it's stylized. It has like a unique art. So you don't have to just put everything in UE5, and just because you're using UE5 doesn't mean you have to like make everything look the same. If you put Star Fox and like the Ocarina of Time remake, it's just like there's nothing unique, right? Like it just looks really awkward.
Yeah.
And that's my problem with those types of remakes coming from Nintendo. I feel like there is no quality control. If you like, same with the Donkey Kong game that came out recently, like it just looks, everything looks like plastic, like a plastic toy, and they just put it in like a video game format. That's it, which is really bad. So there is no art direction. Like you can't make 3 games and all of them look the same. The only thing is difference is, oh, this is a Zelda game, a Donkey Kong game, Star Fox game.
Yeah. So
that's my problem with that. And again, remakes, like if they want to go again, like the reason why they do it is that's, you know, it's what sells. That's why people will say, oh, remakes, you know, why don't you like do with this one? Why don't we do Rayman 1 and 2 instead of Rayman Legends? The reason being that the same reason they started with Silent Hill 2 as one of the biggest remakes instead of Silent Hill 1. Because why? It's the most famous and the most common and the most safe one that's gonna sell, and it sold well.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo, the thing is, Nintendo, like, they're like a big brand, a big company. But like, I know for a fact that like, I've looked into the data, they're a very understaffed company. So that's why they'll do things in like a very crude method. The thing is, like, again, making like games in the modern era takes a lot more time than it used to. So they rely a lot more on outsourcing. Nintendo should really,
I mean, I'll say this,
Yeah?
Retro, right? So they have a lot of IPs which cater to like younger generation. The thing is, it also caters to the older generation. If they just stick with that, like a regular cycle, like just putting effort into their art, and I think they can have a corner of the market which is gonna like sell itself. But the problem is they don't want to do that, and that's Nintendo's biggest like ego.
Yeah, an unhealthy mix of ego and fucking laziness. Like the thing is, like, they needed to build themselves up internally to make the remakes themselves instead of like getting whatever random gaijin to do it for them and hope it works out. But they don't want to. They like want easy cash grabs. They honestly, Nintendo like cares more about like signing movie deals than like onboarding developers into the family, so to speak. And yeah, those are my conclusions on Nintendo and their IPs. Anything you want to add, dude?
Nothing much, man. Like I said, like people will let you believe best like gameplay showcase. Like, you know, E3 died for at least people like when it came to E3, like the only people who actually cared about E3 was like people who wanted to be there, not just all online trolls. Because, you know, it's the most like easiest thing to do now, and like
True.
because it's cool now.
Yeah.
It's cool being a gamer now.
Okay, how about this? There's online shows, but what about corporate shows? We got on the Nintendo Direct, we got some Kingdom Hearts review trailers. I mean, no, not review trailers, more trailers for Kingdom Hearts 4, and we still don't see any of the Disney characters, even though...
Bro, play Dusk Fade, bro. Play Dusk Fade. Dusk Fade is better than...
I actually did play the Kingdom Hearts clone. It's actually legit better. Because, like, the graphics, like, look ass. Like, it's made... I get that it's, like, made for, like, the Nintendo Switch 2, right? But, like, it's so bad. Like, especially the particle effects. They're, like, so fucking weak and unimaginative. But again,
Yeah.
I also noticed there's no Disney characters around, even though we can see the logo on like as part of the brand in the Disney logo. So what the fuck is up with that, dude?
I was just saying, like, you know, Kingdom Hearts is one of the franchises that needs to end. I feel like it's just been like going on too long, bro. I don't know what Nomura is doing, so.
I hopefully he's in retirement. Well, you know what? You kind of did get your wish granted because like a controversy like emerged like right after the Nintendo Direct. Someone delisted the original Kingdom Hearts games for the Switch 1. Very funny, like very funny. I mean, let's be real, it's probably Squeenix. Like, you can't trust Squeenix with like fucking anything. If like they
No.
If I woke up tomorrow and I asked Squeenix if the sky is blue, what color the sky is, and they told me blue, I would double check just to make sure, because they're so fucking scammy, dude. They're so fucking scammy.
They also did it for Yakuza, did they? So, like, you know, you cannot buy the original version. You have to buy the updated PS5 versions.
Yeah.
And they, like, you know, like, it's also like part of selling it, but since they updated with a lot of the modern shit, so they don't want you to have access to the old ones. They do this, so it's best to always, if you can buy it, just buy it, like, so that you can have the original version at least somewhere. But, you know, if it's gone, it's just too late. You gotta look for a physical copy.
Yeah. So like they even didn't like give them the option to get the new ports for free. They had like a discount coupon, so I don't know, 10% off on your next purchase, or 50 whatever. What a fucking like miserable bunch, dude. Seriously. I don't know what to say to Squeenix. Like, I don't know who was worse, RGG or Squeenix at this point. They're both like dragging down like the Japanese development further and further into like the fucking black hole. So there's that.
Yeah.
On to better news. Muramasa Demon Blade got a port.
Yep. Finally, Vanillaware can sell their games and not be in debt, and on the verge of bankruptcy for every game they release.
Yeah, how long have they been
Yeah,
around?
Muramasa, George Kamitani, one of the most talented artists in the industry. So, please, go support him, like, I guess, and like buy the game, dude. Like, play the game.
Yeah, like I recently like learned this is like the full edition, like the complete edition with like all the DLC and whatnot. So like, which was like relegated to the PlayStation Vita, right, for the longest time. So finally, some good news. We're gonna get it like on Switch and like on PC. I think on PlayStation 2. I think it was just Xbox that didn't get the port, if I remember correctly. So
I'm sure they will. I don't like it's on PC, Nintendo, and PlayStation. Yeah, on Xbox. I hope Xbox goes out of business, dude. Like, fuck Microsoft.
So yeah, I mean, I'm very optimistic for this one. I've been like itching to try this game out forever. Hopefully the port is like a good port, and I could full-heartedly recommend it myself as well even. So yeah, good luck to Team Vanillaware and George Kamatani. It's looking up for once, something like positive. And with that, we're out of topics. The last thing I can say is, out of all of them, I think Nintendo Direct was the best. Why? Because we got the best meme out of it. What do you think, dog? I think like I think like that meme summarized the Nintendo brand and the Nintendo family as a whole. Like the Kazumi, the Kazumi. He poured all his love into it. All his love into it. Don't you just love it, folks? Yeah, anyway, that's all the news in development hell for today. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for showing up. And thank you to my dear host, Mad Dog. All right.
See you guys.
Good night.